Hi guys, it's Josh and Will of Camping, and today you join me at the beautiful Hillcrest Views Campsite here in Cornwall. And today we're going to be talking about how to use a footprint ground sheet and why you might want to get one for your awning or your tent. As you can see behind me, I've actually put one out. This is for our Cayman Curl Air awning. And let's first of all go over why you might want to get a footprint ground sheet for your tent or your awning. A footprint ground sheet is basically your layer of protection for your tent. So first thing in the morning, you're going to get dew on grass, or if it rains, that is a layer of protection away from your tent, because if you get the bottom of your tent wet or muddy, you have to make sure you've dried and cleaned up before you put it away, because you don't want a moldy tent. So having something like this, which is its own separate sheet, as you can see, this one's just basically a square. So you're just unfolding a square, you're pegging it out, and you're putting your tent on top. It's dead easy. But it means you can clean it and you can dry it and you can put it away in its own bag. So that's a big reason to be using a footprint ground sheet. The other reason would be, although we're on a nice smooth mowed pitch here, you could be camping somewhere that has kind of rough ground, it has jagged rocks, or potentially has some sort of branches that you can't avoid. Having the footprint ground sheet is going to give you that extra layer of protection, and it's tough, and it's not going to take wear on the very bottom of your tent. So those are the main reasons to be getting a footprint ground sheet. How and to pick a footprint ground sheet then, and how to use it. So like I said, for most of the awnings and tents that we sell corresponding footprint ground sheets that are cut to size for those specific tents. But you may run into a situation where for some reason the footprint ground sheet is too big from the tent. A thing to note is you never want the footprint ground sheet to be on the outside of the tent. It always wants to be a bit inside and underneath the actual tent itself. And that is because if it rains, it's going to run off into the ground and not run off onto the ground sheet and then collect a pool of water underneath your tent. So if that were to happen, let's say I've got my awning or my tent on here and the actual wall of the tent comes to about here, and I have an extra foot of ground sheet left over, the best thing to do is to just fold the ground sheet back on itself. Don't fold it underneath, fold it back on itself until the tent is past the ground sheet. We fold it back on itself because if it was to rain, if you fold it this way, you're going to create a channel and the water is going to go underneath your tent. If you do it this way, it's going to run off past it. So that is the best way to deal with it if your footprint ground sheet for some reason is protruding your tent. But like I said, on our website you'll find all the footprint ground sheets, awnings and tents that you need. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you next time.